This week, I've mostly been playing Hitman Go.
Obviously, the legacy of Agent 47 is quite bloody and gory, even though it's a stealth game at its core. The end goal is always to kill someone by some means, anyway, whether it be by your hands or not. And Hitman Go takes Agent 47, the idea of eliminating someone at the end of a level, and that's it. Aesthetically, as you can see, it's very kind of cartoony, very family friendly. You could envision absolutely anyone playing this of any age, you know? And it's a prime example of how to take a popular IP that you have and to make it into an iOS game. Effectively, like it's in a board game type of look, where you take a turn, it's turn-based, you take a turn, then your enemy will also move, and as long as your enemy isn't facing you, just kind of stay behind them, keeping that stealth approach, then you'll kind of get by them and you can reach your goal or kill your target. And I use the term killing your target quite loosely, because all it is when you reach the space that they're on, they'll have something that resembles an epileptic fit and just jump off of that board. It's a game that has kept me from playing Hearthstone, to be honest. It's really grasped me, and the price point isn't bad. I think it's like 3-ish, there or thereabouts, 350. And there are in-app purchases, which you are kind of warned of at the very beginning before you buy it. But these in-app purchases, from what I've played so far, all I can see is that it's a hint system where you pay to, I don't know, just figure out certain ways to reach your goal. So they're not intrusive. It never ever kind of puts the onus on the player, as in, oh, you're doing a bit shit, wouldn't you think about buying a hint? So, all in all, I'm definitely going to be playing more of Hitman Go over the coming weeks, and it's certainly one of the best iPad games that I've played in quite some time.
It is genuinely very accessible, and it's most certainly one of the best iPad games I've played in quite a while. Like, it takes the Hitman aesthetic and feel and really translates it well to the iPad, so all good. Anyway, back to praying.
Hello, my name is Adam Cook, and for this week's French Letters, I've been playing football.
Oh, and he's kicked the ball! And that's right out of the top drawer. Take a boo, son. Take a boo. So the football season's well and truly over. So we're all crying and other people are celebrating, and we're all going to argue because you like football, I like football, he hates football. Yeah. Anyway, David Moyes was sacked from Man United, and you know what? Straight after that, I had that FIFA bug. I was like, I'm gonna start a manager mode, and I'm gonna be David Moyes, and I'm gonna be better. I'm gonna be better than he ever was, ever could be, in my dreams. That's terrible defending. And he could have kicked that one with his left, but he's kicked it with his right. Richard, you can't teach that kind of skill. Lovely tits. And you know what? I'm playing on professional difficulty, and I'm just not very good at FIFA, because up against Nottingham Forest, 2-0 up, my Manchester United threw away that lead, 2-1, 2-2, oh god, it's penalties. I put out a weakened team with a terrible goalkeeper with the level of something like 51 skill, and it went to penalties, and I won. I won the penalty shootout. Like, I actually won the penalty shootout. Finding it very difficult on professional. I find that if you don't keep playing FIFA, that difficulty just gets the better of you. But FIFA Ultimate Team's got all the Team of the Season stuff, and you know what? I just can't stop coming back to this game, and I never thought I'd be one of those guys who's like, hey, I play FIFA, I'm a gamer. But I really like FIFA 14. There you go, World Cup coming up soon. Give me your picks. Who's going to win the World Cup? And if you say England, I will punch you in the face. And surely he's not going to kick the ball with his wife, who's the camera woman. He is!
This week, I've mostly been playing Super Time Force. So I imagine the easiest way of explaining what Super Time Force is, it's sort of this weird cross between like a running gun shooter like Gunstar Heroes and Braid, if you remember that from a few years back on the Xbox Live and PC. Basically, it's a simple running gun shooter, lovely pixel art, lots of bullets flying everywhere, almost bullet hell in places. But the main trick about the game is that any time you can reverse time and practically start from the beginning of the level again, and that previous playthrough you went through, it'll actually play that game through while you're playing the level again. So essentially you have multiple versions of you tackling the same level, and you can do that about 30 times. So there are instances where you'll need to basically pump as much lead as possible, so you can have 30 versions of yourself all just shooting their lasers, and you can select different characters while you do this as well, so you practically have your own personal army. And the whole point of this is basically you only have about 60 seconds to finish every level, so it's really important that you use these multiple versions of yourselves to basically tackle the enemies and kill them as quickly as possible, so you can finish the level within that very strict timeline. You can pick up items as you go that will increase your time, and a couple of other collectibles as well, but essentially it is about tackling those levels as quickly as possible, and each level is pretty much no longer than than it needs to be, so it's a very quite short game, but it's just the fun of going through that level. It's the fun of having all those versions of yourself doing their own thing, collecting items, killing enemies. It's fun, it's full of discovery. Kind of makes you want those powers for real. I mean, I would get a hell of a lot more done if I could maybe, while I'm talking to you right now, actually do the review for the game as well. Kind of makes you want those powers for real. I mean, I would get a hell of a lot more done if I could maybe, while I'm talking to you right now, actually do the review for the game as well. So what I really like about Super Time Force is the way it treats deaths. For example, as mentioned before, you have 30 chances to reverse time, and you need to use those each time you die because the game will carry on regardless. And what happens is when you rewind and you encounter that death, there are a lot of times where you can actually pick up that version of yourself as a power-up, and that'll actually increase your abilities of your character, or it'll add the firepower of that character if you're playing as someone else. So it can even make you far more efficient at killing enemies than you were before. So it kind of makes the game less frustrating if you're not so well versed with shooters, because with 30 lives, there is a lot of room for error. So in the next couple of days, my review of Super Time Force should actually be up on the site, so you can see how I feel about the game then.